Miles here, milesbeckler.com. In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about home studio lighting so you can create a YouTube studio, video studio, or photo studio on a budget, whether at home or in an actual dedicated studio. I'm going to teach you everything you need in this video. We're going to cover it from three specific angles. There's the environment, there's the actual equipment required, and then there's the arrangement of the equipment. And you might notice right off the bat that I've got this ridiculous echo in the background because I'm in a different angle, different part of my home office, because we're going to start by explaining the environment. Behind you right now, there is a window. There's a large window that sometimes catches sun, sometimes gets clouds. Sometimes during the videos, I get sun and then clouds and then back to sun again. One of my big goals in this video studio is to completely eliminate that variable of the light. Also, you're probably noticing the echo, right? I did cover audio for how to do a at-home podcast studio or how to do the audio kind of professional level in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out here. I'm on my travel gear, and the other portion of environment ties into the audio. So as you can see, I'm in this long office. I've got hardwood floors. I've got flat walls on all sides, so it's very reverberative. What I've done back here is my desk is on a rug, and I've got myself tucked into a corner, and then I use two sound blankets in order to really limit the external lighting in that environment. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go set up those two sound blankets for you. You're going to watch how I hang them from the ceiling, and then we'll kind of meet back together on the inside of the studio. You'll be able to instantly hear how different it sounds, and that's where we'll go over the lighting arrangement, and we'll also talk about the actual equipment itself. So let me show you how I set up and take this long echo tube and turn it into my small, quiet, nice little video studio. And this is part one, the environment. So that's it. I use these simple little eye hooks, and already I can personally feel the difference in the reverberation in the room. And you can see I've just kind of taken two different sides here and blocked them off. So I've got a little tent back there. Now I'm in full control. This window behind you is no longer affecting the lighting and what's going on inside of the tent. And also there's a deader sound. There's much less reverberation in there. So at this point, let's go inside the tent, and we're going to talk about the different equipment and then the arrangement of the equipment so you can dial this in on your end as well. I'll meet you inside in a sec. For the equipment, there's essentially two items that people usually get one or the other of. I've purchased both to give them both really kind of an honest test in this studio as well as my wife's video studio. She creates a lot of YouTube content. She got about 50,000 subscribers as well. So we've tested both of these items, and the two are either the Softboxes or the wand light. Now, there's obviously other options. These are the only two that I will consider. There's things like ring lights, but I'm not into that kind of stuff. I really like super simple, kind of basic workhorse equipment that I know is gonna last for a very long time. Now, the first thing when I talk about simple and last for a long time, these are both LEDs. So my Softbox is also an LED setup. This is an LED. You're gonna get a lot longer lifespan out of an LED based light versus like a CFL bulb. And if you look in the reviews on Amazon on some of those cheap CFL lighting kits, the Softboxes kits, you'll notice that they've actually caught on fire. Those CFL lights, something about them actually has ignited, which is completely unacceptable to me. Plus they emit a lot of heat, and when you're in a studio for extended periods of time, your energy usually gets up. You usually kind of get charged, your body heats up, and if you've got warm lights kind of beating down on you, that just kind of increases it and it makes it a lot less fun. So LEDs are absolutely the only way to go. We'll start with a softbox. This softbox is, they call it a softbox because it's built around this box. The actual light is a simple kind of, it's about this big on the inside. It's got maybe 100 or so LED lights. And then this is a light wand where it's got about 360 LED lights vertically. Now what this does is this actually diffuses the light straight out of the gates. So as I turn it on, it's going to be a softer light. And then this one is going to be a little bit more intense of a light, but you can always diffuse these styles. It's got a little plate on the back that's magnetic that comes off. And there's two ways to diffuse these. It's kind of ghetto, but it works like a champ. Number one is white wax paper. You tear off a sheet of wax paper that's about this long. You simply clip it up here behind the item and you let it hang down in front, and you've got a nice big wide piece of wax paper down in front of it. That will diffuse the light. You can also put like a white plastic shopping bag that you would get from a grocery store. You could slide that right over the top if you wanted to diffuse that. With that said, my wife and I both prefer the LED light style, and we both run them non-diffused. My wife personally, I'm not very particular with how I look. I try not to judge that. I'm more about the content. How did that sound? Did I communicate effectively? Good, let's ship it. My wife definitely cares. She looks at it, she's like, I don't really like the way that light is. And she did not like or appreciate the way that these softbox lighting worked for her. So my wife is all in. She always uses two of these LED setups. I personally run one of each because it's just easy for me to stash a light box over here in the corner, and it just doesn't have to move. So that's really easy. And then we share one of the wand lights that goes back between the two studios. Now, over here you have two color temperatures. We've got the white color temperature and we've got the gold color temperature. And it's on a dial, so I can go dim gold, I can go dim white, but I can't find a blend between the two with the soft boxes. Now, the golden light, it's kind of a skin tone thing, right? Like, I'm pretty darn white, so I run a pretty white color, and that's the 5500 color temperature versus the 3200 color temperature. The 3200 temperature is the kind of more golden light color. If I go too golden, it just looks weird. I kind of turn orange. My wife, on the other hand, she tans better, and she's got a little bit more olive color in her skin. So she runs the lights a little bit more golden than I do, and it actually enhances and it looks really good with her natural complexion and her skin tone. So having the ability to blend them, and that's what you get out of the light wands. So the light wand right now, this is a far more intense light. There's more LEDs, there's flat out more brightness you can get from this than you can from the softbox. But you don't always need that. What I love about this is I'm able to dial it back, and it's got a dial on the back that I'm kind of fiddling with right now. And I'm going to show you that I'm able to turn off the white light, and then I can turn off the gold light, and then I can turn back on the white light, and I can find a blend of white and gold that gets the right color temperature, that right blend for me. My wife and I both prefer that method. I feel like you have a little bit more control. One other thing, the softbox kit, I think I paid like $80 or $90 for the kit. It came with two softboxes, two lights, two stands, and the power cables. So very inexpensive, and these work. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, just because we prefer these work really well. One of the other items is the stand's not actually a tripod. It's a little bit wobbly. It tripods out at the bottom, but it's very top heavy, so it wants to wobble a little bit more. For these, we bought two of the Amazon Basics tripods. They are really cheap. It was like 20 bucks each or something like that when you buy two of them, and that gives it's a much more stable of a base. I feel like this thing's gonna stand. It's also a smaller footprint, so it's easier to kind of tuck off in the side. And then lastly, you can see my whiteboard back here. We're catching a reflection off of one of my lights. When I use a softbox on this side, the reflection on my whiteboard is huge. And you might have noticed it in several videos that I had this gigantic reflection, and it was actually blocking some of the words when I was writing up here. And that's the other reason why I don't use a softbox on both sides, to really try to minimize this glare here that you're seeing right there, because that's coming from here. One more thing is batteries. So this is all the products. There's a URL that's going to pop up here right now. It's milesbeckler.com/lights, and that'll take you to a quick post I threw together that's got access and links to all of these things. They are affiliate links. If you click through and purchase, then I will get a little tiny commission from Amazon. Whatever, if you want to, great. If not, no worries either way. I just figured I'd throw that out there, but it's a compiled list of everything to try to make it easy for you to find these specific item numbers that I personally purchased and use. The one other thing about this here is you can run them off of batteries, right? So Yongno. I think it's called Yongno. I still can't pronounce this brand. It's the same brand as the travel setup I've been running with for a while. They don't come with power cables and they don't come with batteries. So you buy the light and then you have to buy a power source. I've got both the battery and the power cable. I run the power cable at home. I love having two batteries so I can actually take these out in nature. I've got a few videos. I'll pop one of the videos up now if you want to watch it. That's of me out in nature, and you can see in that video the kind of setting behind me is really well illuminated. It looks great. And I'm also really well illuminated. Now, if you go out into nature without an intense enough light, with something weak like this guy, what you're gonna find is that you're only able to get either the background or your face in the proper exposure. If you want both, you gotta be able to blast it with an intense amount of light. That's what these do. I've actually got two of these Yongnos, and then we've got two batteries and we've got two tripods, and my wife and I have hiked out with both, and we set them up and we run both of them there. Either one's gonna get you going, to be perfectly honest. The $80 set, like, this thing's gonna last for a while. One other thing I noticed on this is it makes a little tiny bit of a humming noise. Both of them didn't, only one did. And the color temperature on their white color, that 5500 color temperature range, is a little bit different from one to the other. They had a little bit different colors. So just the quality assurance on those, I mean, they're just inexpensive. They're made in China. They're designed to be cheap. You get what you pay for. But if you're on an extreme budget, they'll get you going and they'll help you take control of your environment. I've put these Yongno lights through a lot. The one that I'm using right now on top, that's my travel rig, that thing's literally gone around the world with me, and I've actually dropped it off the top of the tripod multiple times. I'm 6 feet tall and it was up at head height, and it has literally fallen to the floor repeatedly, and it still works. I'm kind of notoriously hard on things that I have because I use them, right? I'm going to throw it in a bag, I'm going to hike out in nature with it, I'm going to set it up on rocks because I want to get that shot. Every once in a while things tip over and fall, but these LED lights, they've withstood the test of time for me in a major way. So I really do count on them. And then just to show you, so how the Yongno works is it plugs in on just a normal tripod kind of anchor. So this anchor here is off the tripod, and the bottom of the Yongno has just your standard, I think it's a 1/4-20, whatever the standard tripod is. It just screws into the bottom there, and this clips onto the tripod. And then again, the tripod I'm using this is the Amazon Basics. Before I was using a Ravelli tripod, which was, it broke. Literally one of the legs broke. This is just an aluminum Amazon Basics tripod. Super simple, efficient, shows up, does the job day in, day out. Eventually it'll probably have duct tape holding it together, but that's what tripods do. I don't do the $300, $500 Manfrotto tripods. It's just not, I want something that I'm just okay with being rough with here. Now, the third part, and this is the final part, is how do you set up your lights for success? I'm gonna give myself a little breathing room in here with that. That thing's kind of gigantic. So there's a really simple way to think about lighting. You generally have what's called a key light and a fill light, right? So you'll have one light will be your main source of light, and then you need to fill the other side. And what you're looking at generally is the nose shadow. So if you get light too intense on one side and you're not filling the other side of the face, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get this weird shadow across your face from your nose. You're gonna cast shadows on one half of your face, and it is just so not flattering at all. So you need at least two lights. Now, my wife and I ran for a very long time with two of the wand lights, these ones, the Yongnos. We ran with two of these, and we would simply set up one to the left of the camera, one to the right of the camera, right at about the same distance away from the camera. We would run them at about the exact same intensity. So camera is in the middle, light on this side, light on that side. We're getting even lighting on both sides of the nose and inside of the kind of the eye bones and all that, right? You're getting that even lighting throughout. That's the biggest key, is even lighting. Now, the way I run it in my office today, since I've got that travel light, I generally run my travel light head on. So right now my phone is attached to the travel light in that exact same system that I showed in the travel video. And then I've got the softbox on this side, and then I've got the wand light on this side. Again, biggest reason why I've got the wand light on this side is because I don't really want that gigantic reflection in my whiteboard. If you don't have anything reflective, you're fine, you're good to go. If I didn't have this, I might actually run the softbox over here just so I didn't have to move lights back and forth. I don't feel the need to buy more plastic. I'm not a huge fan of consuming plastic. And the one other thing a softbox does that I didn't mention is it is a good sound absorber, right? It's this big thing, it's an odd shape, it's going to break up those sound waves even more. So it kind of runs a dual benefit at this point. That's how I run my lighting. Now I have a ceiling light above me. That's called a top light. So the main thing you need is key light and a fill light. You can get this done with 2 wand lights. These wand lights are generally tall enough and big enough that you're going to get light from below your chin to above your head. So it gives you a little bit of a top light and a little bit of a lower light. It really creates a very kind of broad light spectrum on your face, which is really the goal. If you want to get super fancy with it, you would want to add on a top light and a backlight. And that's something I'm not doing, and I probably will end up doing here. I might just go down to the hardware store and get an inexpensive floodlight with an LED floodlight, and I would literally put it on the floor behind me and have it shine up on the walls behind me. And the reason I would do that, you can see I get these little bitty shadows coming up behind me when I move, and I want to eliminate those shadows from behind the wall from behind me. And we would do that by putting literally, it would be a floodlight on the ground, splashing a bright light up above me. And then if you have a top light, it really will kind of isolate your silhouette, and it really helps you pop out from the background. That is super advanced, and obviously if you're a professional, like, you know what you're doing, right? This is for the YouTuber who's getting going and they want to up their level to that next level to get that lighting kind of next level dialed in. You can get it going with just 2 lights. If I was to buy 2 and only own 2, it would be these ones here, but I think total out the door with the tripods and everything, it would be about $200 for these 2 lights, for the power cables, and for the 2 tripods. Softboxes you can get for about $80. I think you get a better quality light with the light wands, but these will work and they're under $100. So the decision is ultimately yours. I wrote even more, and I linked to some other resources from that page I told you about, milesbeckler.com/lights. I was just putting together a list of the items, then I ended up writing a little bit more about each one. So I do recommend you check that out and take a read. Obviously, when you go to Amazon, read through people's reviews of the things. This is my take. I've been using these lights for years now, several years. With my wife's videos, we've been using these lights. The softboxes I've used on and off for years. They're just bulky. I don't know, something about it doesn't fit with me. Tripods, you got to do it. That's it. I hope this has made sense for you. If you have questions about the items I've talked about, or the setup, or the environment tricks, go ahead and hit me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Good on you for making it to the end. #badass in the comments if you did make it to the end. Right on. And then that's pretty much it. I might talk a little bit about my screen recording system and the camera I'm using in a future video, because I got a new webcam for part 3 in this series. But really, audio and lighting are the trick to good video. And whether you're using the cell phone you've got in your pocket, which I'm on right now, Nexus 6P, a 3-year-old front camera that I'm using, which does absolutely fantastic, or whether you're using just the basic laptop webcam that you've got, you do have everything that you need to get recording. A little bit of lighting and a little tiny bit of audio goes a very long way to make it feel much more professional, and it's easy to do today on a very, very tight budget. Again, I hope you found this to be interesting. I hope you found this to be helpful. I'll be dropping a new video in a couple of days, so be sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you have, hit the bell so you get notified when new videos come out. It will automatically notify you. And until I catch you on the next video, be well, keep putting out the work, keep doing your thing. Don't wait till you have it all figured out to start. Start now, start today if you haven't already. Get going, and remember, incrementally make it better. Poco, 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 as my friends in Mexico would say, little by little by little, you'll make it a little bit better by a little bit better. All of a sudden, you get yourself quite a nice little production going on. That's when it gets fun. That's when it gets easy. And my goal here has been to design this home studio to where I can walk in, I can throw up my 2 blankets, turn on the lights, and be recording within 3 to 5 minutes. I've got that done, so it just makes my life that much easier, which makes me more willing to make more videos. And as you know from watching my other videos, putting out the content is doing the work, and doing the work is what creates the success that you desire. Got to put out the work, so let's make it easy on ourselves. Let's make it fun. Let's have some fun with it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, give me a thumbs up, engage how you want to engage, do what you do. You want to share the video with a group, go for it. I don't care, embed it, do whatever you want, do whatever you feel with this video. I appreciate all of the engagement, and again, I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Until then, be well.